Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to Paradise Valley. This is episode number 28, and in today's episode, I'm working on the Wynn Hotel and Casino. And it's definitely been a long time since I've recorded an episode of Paradise Valley. I think this week was my first time even opening my save game in a couple of months. I've really had a lot of different things and a lot of other projects going on. But yeah, it felt real good to be back in the city and trying to tie up some of these projects that I started working on. So for this casino, for the actual towers, I'm using a stand-in asset or temporary asset that I was able to pull together real quick. I know I said a couple of episodes ago, I don't want to spend a whole lot of time detailing the assets and making every casino, because that's just gonna take so long, because I really want to finish up the series and there's only a few major hotels and resorts that I have to go. But yeah, I've definitely had a lot of different things going on that has prevented me from really working on the series like I wanted to. And if you want to stay up to date with some of the projects that I have going on, you can always follow me on Twitter at King Leno, follow me on Facebook, and definitely check out my Patreon page. Even if you're not a patron, post a lot of updates and a lot of information on things that I'm working on that everybody can access and see. So for this build, I try to do a lot of it in-game, and I always think that I'm making it easier for myself by recreating whatever I need in-game. But in the back of my mind, I'm always thinking that it would probably be easier for me to just create whatever I need and import it into the game, versus trying to put together all these props and different buildings that end up not looking exactly how I want them to look, or not being able to function the way they should function. For example, this building that I'm using for the base of the casino is a building I created for the Aria Hotel and Casino. And visually it works. I mean, it serves the purpose of what I needed to do. But in the end, I just decided, I want to do something different and not reuse the same building. So you'll see later, I actually went and created something different that would fit better with the Wynn Hotel and Casino. I also create this mountain or rock formation inside the pond out front. And initially, I really felt like this is probably something that I should have tried to create outside of the game and imported it in. But then I started putting a lot of different props and a lot of different assets together, and overall I'm satisfied with the way that it turns out. So in this episode, I also decided to finally suck it up and try procedural objects. And I was mainly inspired by Strict Toaster to really give it a shot and check it out. And I'm mainly subscribed to it just for the decals, so that I could use decals in the area that I was working on and really have them fit without having a lot of overlapping and stuff like that. But yeah, there's definitely a learning curve when it comes to procedural objects, and I'm still just kind of playing around with it. I don't actually do anything with it in this episode, or at least not anything that I keep. But yeah, since I'm really trying to finish up this series, and every time I go into a new project or start thinking about a new project, my goal is to really not put a whole lot of detail and to just create something that visually looks similar to the actual real life version. But somehow, anytime I do that, I end up getting sucked in and I find some asset or some little detail that I want to recreate, and it just ends up throwing me off track or getting me distracted, and I kind of get sidetracked doing something different. So for this build, in addition to creating the mall or the entrance around the lake, I also decided that I wanted to create a new pool. So it's been a long time since I've done a pool for one of the resorts, and I just end up using the same one over and over again. So I did decide to take on the challenge of tackling a pool for this project. But then in the middle of working on the pool for the Wynn Casino, I realized that I had a couple of pools that I hadn't finished up. So I decided to go ahead and work on the pool that I created for the Luxor Hotel. And over the past week, I was finally able to put the finishing touches on this pool. So yeah, this pool should be on the workshop by the time that you're watching this video. So definitely check that out and click on the link in the description, hopefully, and give this asset a big thumbs up. And definitely let me know in the comment section if y'all want to see more pools or different assets from Las Vegas that y'all want to see on the workshop. So right here you're seeing me replaced the mall in front of the hotel. And I really had a lot of fun creating this asset, which obviously if you look closely, it just has temporary textures on it. And again, I just didn't want to spend a whole lot of time going into detail for something that I'm not going to put on the workshop anytime soon. So hopefully in the next episode, I'm able to really make more progress on the pool area and just the details surrounding the resort. But I really wanted to go ahead and get this episode out, because what usually happens is I end up sitting on footage for a long time, and then I just never get around to recording an episode or putting everything together. But it's really hard for me to stay focused on one particular thing, which is why I always like to have multiple things going on, so that I don't really get bored, and I'm always able to go back and forth whenever I get tired of working on a certain project. But that's one good thing about having a YouTube series, is that in the long run, it really kind of helps me to stay on track and stay focused towards a certain goal, and to really keep up with the certain assets that I'm working on. And in the next couple of months, I'm gonna really try to force myself to be a little more consistent as far as the uploads go. I want to give a big shout out to all of my Patreons that support me on Patreon for a lot of the different assets that I make. It's definitely appreciated, and it really helps me to keep motivated to continue to make some great assets for y'all. So make sure y'all hit the thumbs up on this video. I really appreciate all the support from everybody. And also, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I will see y'all next episode.